Okay, this is a part 2 update for October the 30th, 2021. And right now, in the foothills of Los Angeles, we have a temperature of 58 degrees. The relative humidity is 81%. The dew point is 52 degrees, and we have a barometric pressure of 29.93 inches, or about 1,014 millibar. All right, so this is a part 2. If you haven't seen part 1, it is a short video of the skies over Southern California today. We have a moisture field right here, sort of a Pineapple Express flow moving right into Southern California, and also this low pressure system is also moving a lot of moisture through Northern and Central California today as well. So we see right here is that low spinning, and towards the end of this loop we can really see the moisture, the tropical flow moving right into Southern California. And so starting at about 1 o'clock, 1:30 today, we started to really notice the skies being sprayed by these jets, and you'll see that in that first video that I made earlier today. Okay, those are chemical desiccants that absorb atmospheric water vapor. Those trails spread out and blanket the skies, preventing the lift and preventing the precipitation process. So also we see a giant right angle up here in this developing low pressure system. We can see that right there. Now this flow here should be bringing a couple of inches of rain right into Southern California. Over the last 24 hours here, looking at the NOAA hydrological report, we see that Northern California, Shasta Dam 0.24 inches, Shasta City 0.28, Oak Knoll 0.18, and so forth. There's a smattering of rain up in the Northern California area. Arcata 0.15, Crescent City 0.2 inches, and so forth. So Northern California got some rain. We see that Central California here got 0. Everything is pretty much 0 except for 3 100ths here in Santa Rosa, and Petaluma got 4 100ths of an inch. If we go to Southern California, over the last 24 hours, we'll see that Hollister got, looks like 2.16. That's pretty amazing for the last 24 hours. That might be a mistake. If anybody is listening that lives in Hollister, let us know what you got for precipitation over the last 24 hours. Now here at Vandenberg down here, you see that they've registered 2 100ths of an inch, but everything else is 0. And right now, if we go back to the satellite map, this is the longwave IR map. Let's take a look at the, we can see right here that the moisture is moving in. Central California should have gotten rain today, and also Southern California. And as we can see from the Doppler map right here, there is just nothing happening in California. No rain right now, anyhow. And there's been no rain all day. So looking at the water vapor map for California, we see once all that noise dissipates, we see this low right here, which has no rotation in it. And we have all this moisture moving right in to California, Central and Southern California. This should have brought a couple of inches of rain at least. We're seeing a lot of this noise being generated in all these water vapor maps, so that it blocks our view. We can't see specific details. Notice though that there's no rotation in that low right there, completely squashed. We see high pressure adjacent to the what should have been a vortex moving into California. Now up here we see some rotation right up at the top here. You see this area? That's a low spinning right up near Crescent City. But this here was also a low, which has been completely squashed. And all this was sprayed over. If we go to the, the MODIS Today map for today has been completely whited out. We have no data for the western U.S., and that's because of all the spraying activity. A lot of times when there's a lot of spraying activity, the people that run that website will just delete the maps and not show us any detail at all. So once again, this is the East Pacific, and we see this developing low pressure here. We'll just watch that for a minute, and you can see the right angle forming, satellite transmitter generated right angle right there. What that does is that separates the frontal system from the vortex. And you can see here that this is all peeling away and not finding its way back to the lowest pressure point, which is the center of that vortex right there. So once again, carbon dioxide and greenhouse gas have nothing to do with the climate change that we're actually witnessing on these satellite maps. So carbon dioxide is not causing the right angle imprints on these low pressure systems. This is all man-made stuff. It's nefarious activity, to say the least. Here we have another satellite transmitter evaporating the jet stream moisture, which is feeding into this low. Right here we see that. Another right angle here. Very little of what we hear on television, the mainstream media, is truth. It's all lies, built on more lies on top of lies on top of more lies. And so once again, all of California should have seen rain today based on these satellite maps. Look at all that moisture moving right into California, and zero precipitation for the most part in Central and Southern California. If you go ahead and look at this map, once again, Central and Southern California, zero. So that means, you know what that means? That means the jets were spraying the hell out of everybody all up and down this state. And I want to thank everybody for the comments in the previous video today. If you like these videos, subscribe. I think our big goal is to get over 10,000 subscribers, to get over the 10,000 subscriber mark. After about 3 or 4 years, it's just been banging into the 10,000 mark, and YouTube will not allow the counter to click over 10,000, and there's probably a reason for that. Maybe it has to do with the AI indexing the videos for, you know, as a more popular subject, and of course they don't want that, because the mainstream narrative is totally perpendicular to what we're showing here on these satellite maps. And so the subscriber count has been pretty much frozen at anywhere between 9,900 and 9,500. It just sits there for years. It's been like that, and we raced up to 9,900 subscribers pretty quick. When we started doing these videos back in I think it was 2015. It steadily built up in popularity. With a lot of shills come on the comments and try to tell us that there's no such thing as weather manipulation, but that's totally wrong. You can see here once again in this water vapor map what's happening here. Okay, so I want to show this to close things out. This is the latest statistics for the COVID-19, and we can see that we're 20 months into this thing, and California, as of the 27th, is only the fatalities in California represent 0.18%, 0.18% for the state of California after 20 months. Businesses were shut down a year ago last May, and at that time The deaths were something like 0.008 or something, 8/1000ths of 1% or something ridiculously low when Newsom shut down the entire state and told everybody to stay home. So here we are, 20 months down the river, and we see that our state is not even, it's just these are microscopic percentages. Just take a look. Texas, 0.24%. Florida, 0.27%. New York, worst case, 0.29. Now, if we scroll down, the worst case, well, look at LA County, for example, 0.26%, and they're forcing people to get these experimental shots, and people are getting fired and losing their jobs over this hysteria that's completely not justified. You see, there's a reason why these percentages are not shown, because this actually proves the fact that this is a totally survivable virus. There's a 99.9% survival rate per capita across all age groups. Now look down here at the worst case, New York City, the 5 boroughs, the 5 counties, and we see that the average of all 5 counties is basically 0.41%. And we know how those people have been treated that run their restaurants and various merchant type businesses in New York City have been completely decimated by this hysteria, which is totally not justified based on these mathematical calculations. This is 5th grade arithmetic, by the way. You just simply divide the deaths by the population multiplied by 100 to get your percent. That's 5th grade arithmetic, and it's not being reported on television. Okay. Pandemics throughout history have killed a substantial proportion of the population. 0.18% is not a substantial proportion of the population. 0.41% is not a substantial proportion of the population. When we're talking about substantial proportions of populations, we're talking about 10%. That's the threshold of a substantial proportion, okay? So just keep that in mind as you listen to the news on CBS and CNN and all the rest of it, because they're not telling you the truth. And these numbers don't lie. Math does not lie. Mathematics is an exact science. Physics is an exact science. Chemistry is an exact science, and so forth. Political science is not science, okay? It's a bunch of dummies that don't know what they're talking about, that have financial motivation, and they have their friends on the television and the radio media to spin the lies to suit their agenda. So that's it for now.